So, as you can see, so let's see where the sound is coming from. Cool. Yep. 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 That's good. Alright, that's exactly where we need it to be. Boom. Boom. So, I was perfectly happy to be living as a ghost after Occupy Wall Street. You know, everything was done. The economy was kaput. The culture was canceled. Maybe I was living in my parents' basement, reading I Will Die in This Beautiful Place by Darcy Wilder on the cover of the New York Times. Or maybe I was between Shark Muffin shows still even late into 2013, 2014. Yeah. Before I went to Seattle, before I went west. Oh yeah, definitely. So it's pre-going west, and I'm perfectly happy to be living as a ghost. Excuse me. And Cyan comes out of hibernation and does a Kickstarter for Abduction. And it was spooky because the only thing we do all day is look at the news and look at the video game news streams. And we went into the Tesseract. We went into the magical. The crossroads of the ley lines. We passed through the crossroads of the ley lines into a Tesseract, and when we came out, it seemed that we were on a new timeline because the news was not that today that there's a release. The news was, hey, this release has been here for 6 or 7 days. And I'm like, well, this is definitely a different timeline because all I do is stare at 2014. All I do is stare at Cyan's Twitter feed and like hit reset. It's pretty much the only thing I do. So we go through the ley lines into the Tesseract. We come out the Tesseract on the other end. It's like, oh, Cyan has come out of hibernation. You know, and I have to skip over a bunch of stuff because I did talk up a little bit about like magic, so I got to skip over a bunch of stuff. And when Rand called us a traveler, you know, we walk in, and we've got, I think, a rolling luggage with a bunch of Cheerios. Like I got my groceries from the house that I just got kicked out of in Texas. And he's like, wow, you're such a traveler. And I'm like, do I have like blonde, sun-bleached dreads with seashells in my blonde dreads? Do I got a book bag that's a foot above my shoulders? What? I'm not a, you know. I was like, I'm not here following my dreams. It's just that back where I came from, everything was done. The young people that were my age, that were able to do what I was not able to do, the college kids, the artists, the union labor organizer kids, the working for a news website kids, all the kids my age that were able to do the things that I was not able to do. They were all marching in the streets going, property is theft. I was like, I guess we're done, right? That's like just taking two edges of the universe and tying them together and letting it go. Like, we're done, right? So, long story short, I learned that when a professional is at work, that they don't need to be told what to do. The opposite of that they are closed to collaboration. If you think that me saying that means that they're closed to collaboration, then you don't understand. Exit stage left. You're in the wrong class. That a professional knows how to do what they're doing. They could teach you how to do it, and they'd be happy to sometimes. If they enjoy what they do, sure. So that, in contrast to how I would go to work, the way that I would go to work is, always afraid that I was doing the thing that I was doing wrong. Very much needing someone to tell me that I've done a good job, not because I need the emotional approval, but just so that I know when to stop, or else I'll just work myself to death. I'll clean the grout out of the tiles. If you ask me to clean the floor, I'll scrape the color out the grout so the grout is white again. Very much needing someone to tell me good job, not because I need the emotional approval, but just because I'll work I need to know what the job. I need the parameters of the job to know what to do. But there's always a tremendous amount of anxiety, and I learned that that's not how a man works. And whether that's a gender neutral philosophy or not, maybe not my business, right? That's not how a man works, as far as what is my concern. That is not how an adult human of my demographic that has finished growing all the hairs in their body and now has to concern themselves with how their body is going to degrade every day, and knows how to get on the train and go where they're going, and knows how to speak the language of the place that they're in. That's not how a man goes to work. So how does a man go to work? And when I answered that question, it was like, there's two things that I could do, where I would be like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and that is I can rescue cyan worlds, or I can build exoskeletons. Now, if your opinion is that I'm stupid, crazy, incapable of doing any of those things, then that's your devaluing of yourself, I guess. Sorry that you think that if you were in the circumstances that I was in, that you would not be cogent or able to process data. I know how to process data. I have objective realities. I know what those are. I have bare minimum number of hypocrisies, and every single one of them is named an anachronism. So now we come to the topic of building exoskeletons. Accept, David, that this is specifically the question of how can I, as a man, make money in this economy? Right? Also, the question is, as a man, why am I not in the Ukraine? The way that I talk about how I love white women, why am I not in the Ukraine? So, the building of the exoskeleton is not so much a how am I going to pay rent by building an exoskeleton, so much as answering the question of seeing if you can answer the question as to why you are not in the Ukraine. If you can answer that question with an exoskeleton, with a tactical defense repertoire, as it were, and that's how you design and build an exoskeleton, both financially and design-wise. That's how you assure quality, or quality assure. That's how you, that's how. Resources are not today's problem. Be honest with yourself about what is today's problem. Day 3 of today's